What's up, guys, and welcome to my non-spoiler review for Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales. My reviews for the first 4 films are up on this channel now if you're interested in checking those out. And if you're already watched those, if you're going to watch them, whatever the case may be, let's get started talking about Dead Men Tell No Tales, the 5th installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. This time is directed by Joachim Ronning and Espen Sandberg. It's the first time in the series that a Pirates film is directed by 2 directors. The first 3 being directed by Gore Verbinski, and the 4th directed by Rob Marshall. And this, again, we have Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow, and also this time returning we have a lot more cast members from the original trilogy that I think the 4th movie was missing. If you've seen my reviews and you watched my review for the 4th movie in particular, that film was just kind of dull because you didn't really care about any of the scenarios. We didn't really know who was supposed to be leading this thing. I mean, I know Jack Sparrow is, but he was mainly played for comic relief, and that's fine, but it's not fine if he's the lead character. And in this movie, they did learn from that. I would say in Dead Men Tell No Tales, this is a gigantic Band-Aid over that film. Last night after I was home and I was thinking about this movie, I said to myself, you know, this movie does feel like a gigantic Band-Aid, because there's almost scenes that take place in this movie that are just like, okay, if you're the fans, it's just like fan service, you know, and it also serves the plot, which I really enjoyed. I think these directors did a good job directing this movie. I would say that Dead Men Tell No Tales is definitely a step up from On Stranger Tides. This movie definitely isn't blah. We're introduced to new characters played by Brenton Thwaites as Henry Turner and Kaya Scodelario as Karina Smith. Orlando Bloom is in this film as Will Turner. But don't get too excited because he's only in the movie for maybe a total of like 5 or 6 minutes. Everything Henry Turner is trying to do is compelling. I just don't think his character himself is very compelling or interesting, because we don't really learn much about him other than that he's the son of Will and Elizabeth. You know, we don't really get to know much about him. But Karina Smith, she's not a very compelling character either, but she is a very interesting character. How, you know, everybody thinks she's a witch because she could read the stars, you know, and she's been given something to where she's on the search for the Trident of Poseidon. That's the thing that they're looking for in this movie. Last time it was the Fountain of Youth. This time they're trying to find the Trident of Poseidon. And I'm not really going to tell you why, because it does enter spoiler territory. But in this film I do like more than the 4th one, but it's not as good as the first 3. I think Gore Verbinski's direction for those movies is just something that none of these other directors have gotten yet for a Pirates film. If they do a 6th one, we'll see how that goes. It is open to a 6th movie. The film doesn't end kind of setting up for another story. It does kind of close the whole thing, but there is an after credits, and I don't want to get into spoiler territory because the after credits is a spoiler. I mean, there's just, I can't even tell you who's involved in it. It is a spoiler. But what does happen, it is questionable, and it leaves you scratching your head, like what is that all about? You know, what's going to happen next? It's nothing that I ever thought would happen. And Geoffrey Rush is back in this film. He's reprising his role as Barbossa. He plays it well, as you know, too. I think Geoffrey Rush is fantastic in these movies, and he is one of the best characters of the series. When he's in this film, he's in it a lot more than you might expect. And that leads me to talk about the new villain, played by Javier Bardem, and that is Captain Salazar. And I think that what he was trying to do was fine. He wants to kill Jack Sparrow, you know, and that's really it. Something unfortunate happened to him, and now that he's finally able to come back and get his revenge, which is not, I mean, it's not very compelling. Salazar is not a very compelling character. He's a menacing character, but he's not a very compelling character. Just like Blackbeard, I feel the same way. I feel like Blackbeard and Salazar, they're about equal to me, because both characters aren't really given anything that exciting, you know. They are just your straightforward villain and I'm gonna kill you. Now, my favorite villain in the series is Davy Jones, from the second movie in particular. I think his introduction and just everything about that character, I think Bill Nye did a fantastic job bringing him to life. And that doesn't mean that I don't like Barbossa from the first movie. He was fantastic as well. But if I had to choose, I would say Davy Jones is my favorite villain in the series. I just think he's the most interesting, and he has a lot of story to him. And I liked that. And the visual effects in this movie are really good, too. I mean, there's a couple shots in the movie where it kind of looks a little off, but that's just there's a couple of shots. You know, overall the movie looks spectacular. And before I give my rating, I do want to touch on the score, because I feel like the music in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies is so important and so good. You know, even though I thought the fourth movie was subpar, I thought the score, I thought it was fine. It was a fine score. I still think the best score in the series is from At World's End. Personally, that's one of my favorite movie soundtracks of all time. The music is fantastic and just sweeping and epic and beautiful, and all into one. And with this movie, surprisingly, or maybe not surprisingly, we get a lot of music from At World's End in this movie. Like, there are several themes brought over from that film into this one, which I did enjoy because I love that music. And we do get all the classic themes in this movie, you know, and that's pretty much what this score relies on, is the classic music. We really get no new themes. But the themes that are new, like the musical theme to Karina Smith and Salazar, the music is not very memorable. You leave the theater remembering the music that you've already known to love. But the new themes are just, they're not very memorable. They serve the film, but you don't remember any of the music from this movie. You remember all the past themes. Overall, I did enjoy this movie quite a bit. I did like it. I had a fun time with it. I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. It is my fourth favorite of the series. I think the first 3 are at their own level, and then we have 5, and then we have 4. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion on Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. What is your opinion on the film? Did you see it yet? Do you plan on seeing it? And if you did see it, what did you think about it? No spoilers in this review, please. It's very hard for me to talk about this kind of movie without giving anything away, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, there's just a lot of things that happen in this film that I really want to talk about, which I will talk about in my spoiler-filled review, which I will be posting on Sunday, so you can check that out. It's very exciting. Guys, you can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter. The links to those are in the description of this video. You can also follow me on Snapchat at RyanKing72 and on Instagram at KingOfRises131. Guys, as I have said in my past video, if you want to follow me on Snapchat and if you're a fan of this channel, I am willing to start some streaks with you guys. Why not? It's the least I could do for you guys subscribing to my channel and everything, and just watching my videos. So whatever you want to do, you know, that's up to you. I'm just saying that I'm willing to do it. Fondle the like button. Have fun with it. A lot of people say smash the like button or just hit the like button. I'm going to be different. I'm going to tell you to fondle the like button. Fondle the like button for Captain Jack Sparrow. And you know what? It is my birthday today, so hit that like button, or just comment, or do something. And with that, guys, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching my non-spoiler review for Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Over and out.
You will pay for what you did to me.